Thanks for coming today. I am Moch Reka Aditya Rizki, and I'm looking forward to talking with you today about cloud computing. Today, I will be covering these 5 key points, namely definition of cloud computing, infrastructure in cloud computing, concept of cloud computing, benefits of cloud computing, and cloud computing service provider. Did you know physical storage is no longer considered effective for supporting mobility and flexibility? Therefore, an alternative is introduced, namely cloud computing. Let's start with definition of cloud computing. Definition of cloud computing. Cloud computing is the process of processing a computing resource system through an internet network that connects one computer device with another computer or virtual storage space stored on the internet. Cloud computing allows users to store files, documents, or an application on a remote server and then be able to access all that data over the internet. So, the user is not required to be in a certain place to gain access to the storage and allow the user to work remotely. Now, I'd like to move on to infrastructure in cloud computing. 1. Computer hardware. Hardware will be the main support for the continuity of a cloud system. In order for the quality and performance to be improved, maintenance and repairs usually needed on the hardware. Hardware or hardware including computer networking equipment such as switch, router, firewall, storage array, server, load balancers, and backup device. 2. Virtualization tools. Some of the tools referred to as virtualization tools such as desktop, user virtualization, and app storage. 3. Networks. A network is the connection of two or more computers that can generate communication media, can exchange data, information, and resources owned by each other. In building cloud infrastructure, computer networks become one of the most important components. To be able to communicate and perform other activities, it must always require to connect to computer network in order to produce communication and transmission media. The connection can be physical and virtual, which, which includes physical network, namely switch, cable, router, and other equipment. Next, concept of cloud computing. The stage of how cloud computing works and are as follows. The central server manages the system and monitors client request traffic to ensure that everything is running smoothly. The system follows a rule that can be called a protocol and uses a special type of software called a middleware network. Middleware network that allow computers to be able to communicate with each other. For the classification of service, one of them is PaaS, or Platform as a Service. It focuses on creating, design, deploying, and also hosting applications on the internet. SaaS, or Software as a Service. This service provides service in the form of software access to customers without having to buy. Usually vendors or service providers have provided various software. By accessing the internet alone can access the software. Next, benefits of cloud computing. 1. Accessibility. Files uploaded to the cloud can be accessed anytime and anywhere, as long as the equipment used is connected or connected to the internet network to make it easier to access data. 2. Security. That is, the stored data is guaranteed security by cloud computing service providers, so that for IT-based companies, Data can be stored securely at cloud computing providers. Do or develop a creation or project without having to send the project directly to the company, but the user can send it through a cloud computing service provider. Anxiety. When a natural disaster occurs, data will be stored safely in the cloud even if the hard drive or gadget used is damaged. Cloud computing service providers. 1. Amazon Web Service, namely AC2, QuickSight, RDIS. 2. Alibaba Cloud, ACS, Server Load Balancer, Revit. 3. Google Cloud Platform, Cloud Data Store, Compute Engine, and Cloud Storage. In conclusion, cloud computing is a virtual storage space that allows users to store files, documents, or applications on a remote server, and then can access all that data over the internet. Cloud computing has many benefits, including guaranteed data security and a relatively cheap price compared to buying physical storage. Would anyone like to ask any question?